Okay, all right, welcome back to the Gong Show. Crisis averted, found a wasp nest in the Jeep and disposed of it appropriately. Didn't hurt it or nothing, just kicked it out onto the street. Maybe it can be rebuilt. I don't know. Okay, so what we're doing today. Good news. Darian's back. He's coming back tomorrow. Right after work. So I got the blue Jeep in here because I got to get the back jacked up and get that rear tire off because he's got to finish welding that frame sleeve that we put on 17.65 months ago-ish. Tanya's still inspecting the wasp nest. So I'm going to get that all ready for him. And then while I got it in here, I'm going to change out the AC condenser because I'm a pro now. I have experience.
I don't even want to talk about it.
Yeah, Tanya's still sensitive.
Are you kidding me? We're not even keeping blue.
Tanya's real sensitive about air conditioning right now. Because of aforementioned, hers isn't blowing cold still. But, and then I got to change the two pulleys, the idler pulley and the tensioner pulley, because one of them is howling. And I'm going to fire the Jeep up so that you can hear that and hear what it sounds like. But it's, one of them's screaming pretty good. So just replace them both. All right, so that's on the tap for today. All right, stick around. Okay, so we've got two pulleys. Let me fire this up here and I'll show you which ones. So I'm pretty sure you can hear that. It's singing really good, so. It sounds like it's the tensioner pulley. So the idler pulley's on this side and then the tensioner pulley. So this is, when I changed the belt, this is the difference between these engine ears. The tensioner is a nut down, ow, that's hot, down here. So you gotta loosen the tensioner pulley and then loosen out this, this stud here and it'll drop that pulley. So I'm gonna get the tools to do that now and see if we can get that thing off. I might change them one at a time and see. Okay, so we just gotta loosen this for now. So that when we loosen this guy, I'm using the heck out of this new ratchet. Okay. So now in theory, this belt should just slide off. Oh yeah, let's see if we can get you out of there. What a pain in the rear end. Okay, I think I said when I did the air conditioning that I was on the fence about which one was better. I think the new style spring tensioner is way better, even though they wear out. Holy, this bolt's 800 miles long. Oh yeah, okay, so I just got this bearing out and I'm not too sure. It's pretty rough. Let me go grab the new one. Here's the new one. You know, you can find these pretty much anywhere. Size is the same. But I put this one in and it's quiet as a church mouse. So definitely the issue. So this goes back together right the same way it came apart. Don't forget the little spacer behind there. Put the bolt in. Maybe this will fix our whining woes. Playing musical instruments over here. Yeah, yeah, kindergarten music class. Okay, so I got that pulley on. Now this belt, let's have a look at it. It seems a little crusty.
It is.
Let me pull. This one here should be brand new. So I just had some sort of bug land on my neck, on the back. And I don't know what it was.
It was a wasp of sorts.
It might have been the dauber thing. Okay, so I got to wrap this around the crank. Actually, I've got this other, I'm going to change this one too. I'm in here, I might as well do it. Oh, that was tight. Okay, let's check and see how this one rolls. Yeah, same thing. It's pretty grindy.
Are you gonna change them both?
Yeah, I got the new one right here. So they're just smooth like butter. Oh, uh-oh. These are different. Oh, that's why I need this. Different but same. They're the same diameter.
Yeah.
Pretty darn close. So this one's got a new style insert. Sweet. I like new parts. Okay. So now that's all on. All right, let's quickly double check. Make sure that belt's all on right. Around the crank. It should spin onto that once this engine gets going, I hope. If not, it'll just fly off. Well, that sounds way better. That sounds like AC clutch noise. Okay, so that's done. Those two pulleys are changed. Everything sounds good. All right, now we're on to the next. Now we're on to the fun stuff. Let's see if we can get this condenser out. So I don't know, I'll videotape this. I don't know how much we'll use. This is just a matter of getting this condenser out now. This one, I need to get these grill certs out. Like that. I was gonna say, I hope I can do it without breaking it. So these are the two bolts that I referred to earlier. So this condenser should slide out really super easy. Those should be 10 millimeter. And then there should be two bolts up here and two bolts on the bottom. And out it comes. So, okay, it's kind of there. But not. Because those I think are still attached. Yep. Okay, those are out. Now what's holding you? Is there still a bracket under there? No. That bolt. Why does there have to be 800 million bolts that just hold everything in? I was hoping that would just pull up, but nope, because there's a bolt stuck. Man, these grill support bolts are, I bet you that's what put a hole in this thing. Okay. All right. What a fight. So this radiator that's in here is an aftermarket rad, obviously, aluminum. And it had some spacers in it and some different stuff, but I'm not too sure what's going on with this. These are the cross member grill mount bolts, and they're really long. And same with the one down at the bottom there. I'm not too sure if you can see it way down there. So we had this replaced at the place I'll never mention again. If you really want to know, you can go back and look. But one of my old videos, I mentioned it. But that bolt was digging in to this aluminum. And same up here, like it's all trashed. So I'm pretty sure that when they put it in, they damaged some of the fins. You know, it's so hard to say but I know when they told me that they had to warranty the part, so I'm just going by that this is no good. And they're relatively inexpensive for what they are. I think there was like $100. So I have a new one in the box there. Let me free up some hands. So I've got the new one in the box over there. I'm gonna go unbox it and then carefully drop it in. I didn't want to take this one bolt out because I'll never get it back in. So there's some stuff that's bent up here, and I think what I might do while I have this apart is zip these off with the good old cutting wheel. I don't know how I'm gonna get that one down there cut. Yeah, that's much better. Okay, now that one down there. Do I have a hacksaw? I do have a hacksaw. And the good news is it has a really dull blade. So this might go swimmingly. Oh, come on. Hey. Okay, I got behind there with the good old trusty hacksaw with the blade that's probably as old as I am, but it's done. It's a lot more room. Okay, so got everything all back in. It was a little bit of a fight, especially with this aftermarket rad. You know, some makeshift spacers. I just put what was in there. Got the condenser all in, got it all mounted. Now there's lots of clearance between the bolts and the fins. Nothing's jabbing into it. I managed to put it in all nice and clean. This was a little bit of a fight. That bottom bolt down there was missing. It was never in there. So I might try, I don't know, I might just leave it. The rad's in there really good, so I'm not overly worried. But you know, you want to make sure that everything's nice and tight. It starts vibrating down the road and stuff starts falling out. And then the next thing you know, your fan's getting chewed up by the shroud. Parts start flying. But you can definitely tell it's all aftermarket. The space around the fan is all uneven from one side to the other. It was like that when I got it. So we're gonna call that good. All I gotta do now is get the gauges again and get the vacuum pump and pull a vacuum on this and recharge it. So that'll be next on the list. But for the rest of tonight, all I'm gonna do is get this thing ready for Darian. I gotta pull the rear tire off, get it all jacked up, get the body mount bolts out, and get it ready. So yeah, that's gonna do it for this segment. And then when Darian gets here tomorrow, I'll finish filming this. All right, see you tomorrow. All right, good morning. It's, wow. There's been a lot going on. So don't adjust your set because this looks vaguely familiar, but it's not. We got blue back in. It's been about a week and a half since we were working on it last. And as a recap, Darian came and welded everything up on that frame sleeve. We finally got that done. I'll show you. I got, probably can't see it because it's dark, but I got the frame all painted. We buffed it all up, cleaned it all up. So it's all done. I got the, I put new brake lines in it a while ago. Got those all clipped in. Fixed the wiring on the fuel tank so the fuel gauge works. So that's done. And yeah, everything else is good. I swapped out the tires. I put the 30 by 9.5 by 15s back on it because the 31s that were on it were, they're winter tires. And those don't do well in dry heat and rain. They are not good in rain. So anyway, I took those off and put the 30s back on. I want to get this thing buttoned up. I've got the air conditioner, so I did the condenser, which you saw, so that's all in. Now I just got to recharge it, and I'm an influencer now. I'm about 970,000 followers away, but we're getting there. You know, thanks for those that have been subscribing and following along. It's appreciated, and I hope you are getting something out of it. I know this is more for entertainment than it is for how-tos, but I'm now an air conditioning mediocre expert. I've done one, and it's still working, so I think that's qualified to do it again. I don't know how long it's going to work for. You know, there's a few different ways to do things. There's the right way, the wrong way, the righter-ish way, a more better way. I'm trying to shoot for somewhere up in the upper echelon of that. Maybe not wholly the right way, but a way at least that it'll work for a while. And yeah. So let's keep cruising along. This is a R234A system. So I actually splurged and bought a gauge and a vacuum pump, because I have a feeling I'm going to be doing these a lot more. I hope not. But we're going to get this one charged up. So the new condenser's in, everything's ready to go. I'm just going to put a vacuum on it, and then while that vacuum is going, I'm going to crack into a few other things that I know we got to get done. It's odd, when it rains, the windshield wipers quit working. And not only do they quit working, the gauge cluster will sometimes just stop working too. So there's a wiring issue of some kind going on, and I need to crack into that, because when this goes to a new owner, I don't want, you know, them to be in a rainstorm and have the windshield wipers quit. That would definitely be a bad thing. So I'm gonna get these hooked up, and then we can get cracking. Pump on. Okay, well, that vacuum pump's kind of chewing away. This was something that kind of bugs me. This is a great concept in theory. This just clips on to the old where the strap would be, and then this is supposed to go in and out as the door goes. But you can see it's all bent. It's really, I'm not too sure if I'm going to change this. It's kind of broken. But the bigger concern here is the wiring. I don't know what all this wiring's for. I'm going to be honest. I know it's got, you know, the electric window adapters, and they all work. But there's this set of wires where 4 of them are broken. It's a 5-wire. But I don't know what it goes into the door for. So I'm going to take the door card off and see what's going on with this. This bugs me. And I'll take that off too while I'm at it. These armrests are actually kind of cool. They're a blessing and a curse, because they jab into your ribs, but they provide a nice spot for your arm when you're driving long hauls. Okay, well, good news. Every single one of the wires goes to the switches. I don't know if you can see this. Let me bring you in closer. So you know the infamous crack that all these doors get right here. All my Jeeps have it. They fixed it. They put some wire with some epoxy of some kind, and got her to go. So that's actually a pretty good idea. I might use that. Okay, so I don't know why it has all these wires, but you can see down here that they are all broken. So I'm gonna go ahead and fix these and see if that cures some of our electrical woes. All right. Oh, you know what? They end down here. So that's it. That's that one. Where does this one go? Oh, that goes to the motor. Of course. What a pain in the rear end. Okay, let's keep motoring along. Interruptions. So I got a few things on the go. I got to fix this bracket somehow. It is bent bad. So the bracket's bent and not the door, which is a good sign. I might run to the hardware store, because this one's pretty beat up pretty bad, and see if they've got anything that is remotely the same. I doubt it, but because this is just gonna keep getting trashed. You gotta love Harbor Freight. They sell these kits. They're assorted nuts and bolts. Metric, standard. Maybe they'll do the trick. I need one a whole bunch longer. Maybe I can drill it, get the threads out of it, and then put a nut on the bottom side. That would probably be ideal. Something like this. Thread that all the way through and then put a nut and then zip off any excess. I think that'll work. Okay, let's get on the wiring for now. We'll put that aside. I think I've got a path forward. So, I don't really want to make multiple splices. I don't really want to make any splices out here. Let's see where this goes into this mess. Spot where it joins together. Oh, there's a bunch of tape right here. Oh, I hate this nonsense. So I think what I can do is just cut it anywhere along here. Go get a new chunk of wire and thread it through, and then I'll rewire it in the door. What would be ideal is, because right now these doors aren't removable. You can't, these doors will never be able to come off the way that this is wired. So ideally, it would be better to put a connector, a connection plug here and a connection plug here, so you can unclip these to take the doors off. How much effort do I want to put into this? Because that would be ideal. I don't think these doors have ever been off. I don't even know if you can get them off, to be honest. They still got the nuts on the door pins, which I've never really seen in my lifetime, because those are usually the first to go. I need to ponder on this and see. I need to talk to the person who's looking at getting this thing and see if that's something that they want to do. And then we'll make a decision from there. So I at least know what I have to do now, and I know what's behind the door here. I'll reseal this all up. I'll fix this. And then, yeah. Otherwise, I'll just cut it back here and put a new piece of wiring here, because it's cut here too, and it's got a nick in it back here. So might as well clean it all up. Okay, I'm gonna leave this one now. I turned the vacuum pump off a little bit ago. It should be almost time, so I'm gonna get that switched over. Tanya came back, so she's gonna help me with the interior. I don't think I ever showed this. So when we were tearing into the Jeep, Tanya took the seat covers and everything off, and these seats are in mint shape. Like there's one, you know, these cracks are normal. Normally this is shredded, but there's just one little crack. But these seats are in like mint shape, and the rear seat is identical. Like they're almost perfect. So I'm gonna leave the seat covers off for now. I think what I'm gonna do is, as soon as we're getting ready to deliver this thing, I'll put the seat covers on it and then go from there. But we gotta obviously clean up the inside, get the floor mats all cleaned up, get it all vacuumed, wiped out, make sure it's all good. I'm gonna take out the CB radio, and yeah, and then the other big thing is the headliner. This, if you want to call it that. Somebody, let me get a light. They stuck up this black felty stuff, and I'm gonna try and do this. I'll try and show you. If you look in there, the way that they did it is they put two-sided, like this sticky, tapey stuff all over it, and then just stuck it to the roof. Well, it's never gonna work. So Tanya and I are humming and hawing. We might pull the whole hardtop off and strip all that off and then clean it and repaint the inside. Or we might try and re-stick that back on again. Again, it's going to be one of those things where we're going to have to talk about it and figure out the best path forward. So I'm going to finish the air conditioning, see if that leaked down at all, and then get that charged. And then we'll figure out all these little bits, and then I'll wrap it up for you at the end. All right, stick around. Good afternoon-ish. Kind of speeding through this. Let's see if I can wrap this up in a couple minutes or less. I got the air conditioner all charged and done, but you'll notice that there's some shiny new parts. I got a compressor, new high pressure switch, and back down in there, a new low pressure switch. I was having all kinds of issues with the compressor cycling, not coming on when it was supposed to and going off, and it was all kind of wonky. And I noticed that when I tried to charge it, I wasn't getting the high side pressure that I needed. With the ambient temperature in the 90s, it should be up around almost 300 PSI. And I was only getting like 190, 200. So I changed that out. I had a new one that for the black one, I'll deal with that later. I think everything else under the hood is pretty much ready. Got to take it and get it washed all up and cleaned up. And I got to do an oil change and then check the power steering fluid and all that kind of stuff. The tranny, we did a flush when I bought it. Not a flush, but we had to change the pan gasket. So that was just done, 15,000 miles or so ago. So it doesn't need to be done again. Doors. So I just took this apart, but you can see here, I ended up, oops, let me get so you can see it. There you go. So I ended up wiring these plugs in so that you can take the door off. Remember how I said I was humming and hawing? Well, I hummed and hawed no more. So I got these to connect, and then I did a male and female so that you can never mix them around. These are just generic 6-pin plugs. One was 6 and one was 5, so I just nipped one off and used the same for both. So these just plug in. Should go, see if I can do it one-handed. See if my coordination is still good. There's one, and then obviously 2, and then the door pin. So I didn't put a, I left the metal one on here. I hummed and hawed whether to strap it, but let me see if I can close this enough to get this on. So this metal one just clips over, and then there's a safety latch here. The principle's the same. I reinforced this a little bit, straightened it all out, so it should be nice and strong. But anyway, I didn't want to go the strap method just because it was there. And for me to change it back to a strap would be a little more difficult. So the other side, it's all done too. I got it all wired in. You can kind of see a glimmer of it. There is a plug there on the one wire. It still had the plug on it from the original. So obviously this one probably wore out and they just got tired of it and just hardwired it. So anyway, that's all done. So what's left? Now that that's all cleaned up, the doors are good. They can come off and on if they need to. Brakes. When I had the tires off, I noticed that there was about 20% or so left on the brake pads, maybe 30. I have a set of rotors and pads, I think here somewhere from when we moved. So I think I'm just gonna throw those on and call it done, and then this thing's pretty much ready. I did the rears right before we left Canada, so those are, I know, are good. I did change the one wheel cylinder because it was seeping. So yeah, I might, time permitting, depending on what happens, I might deal with this. I have an idea that I want to try, and it involves fiberglass. You can see the holes right through, and then this is pretty, pretty shoddy. I don't have the paint for this, but I think that's going to be okay. I just want to clean this up because it just looks kind of ratty. So, and then we'll take it to the car wash, and then we'll see what's next. There's lots more coming on that, so make sure that you stick around. Going forward, big old Leroy here. Tanya did up some new decals. Those are going to go on, and then I got some new parts. I got a new rear bumper. It's a barricade, and a tire carry to go with it, because I got a brand new 35-inch spare. Tanya and I have been kind of trailing this quite a bit, and we've been pushing the luck a little bit without having a spare with us. So I kind of went all out. I got a high lift jack, and then I bought mounts and stuff to go with that. When Darian was here last, I had him, when he welded the frame on the blue Jeep, I had him whip up this little bar. It just goes up between the seatbelt mounts, and it gives us another mounting point. So whether we saddlebag that, or if the high lift goes on that, I don't know. We're gonna spitball. So anyways, lots more to come. I think we might be going trail riding this weekend, so we'll have more videos on that. And yeah, thanks everyone. Like, subscribe, comment, and we'll see you on the next one.